And this wasn't necessarily a huge issue with Uzi. It was an issue when everyone started doing it, and that was the Deluxe that's its own album.
Yeah, I don't like that. I think that's a bad trend. I mean, see, deluxe albums have been going on since like forever.
Yeah, deluxe albums
so
is like
a staple. It's not like a new thing.
Yeah,
so like for example, when I made that video, people were like, "Oh, it's been going on." But of course, I know that, but not at this rate.
Right.
Like not at this kind of rate. Like everyone is doing deluxe albums now.
Right. And it's very much a different thing. Like adding 2 or 3 tracks onto an album for a deluxe, and then dropping a whole other like 14-song album as a deluxe.
Whole separate album. I mean, completely like other. It has nothing to do with the original release. It is literally 17 other records.
Exactly. And it's like, again, I guess it's one of those things that if you're a fan of an artist, that's kind of a good thing. But when they're dropping so much, I just think it makes it that much harder to make, both the original album and the deluxe sound quality when you're focused on putting out 2 albums, one after the other, and then labeling one as a deluxe.
1,000%. Like, I completely agree with you, bro. And, it kind of becomes one of those things where they just want to, fulfill like a quota, if that makes any sense.
Exactly.
Right? I've dropped 2 or 3 albums this year. Let me do that again next year.
Right.
See, now it's not really about, let me actually sit down and work on this album. I'm not saying that you have to make it impactful. You have to make it a moment. That's, Travis Scott working on Astroworld for such a long time. And then that becoming a moment, or Uzi, fighting like tooth and nail with his label to drop Eternal Take. That's a natural thing, right? Because they were in those, they're like those kinds of artists. Like people can say what they want about Uzi, but he's not out here dropping 3 albums a year.
Exactly.
Right.
Like, he did drop 2 albums this year, but that I understand when he like, even though I don't like the trend, I understand it in his case, because it's like there's all these unreleased songs and these snippets that fans of him want to hear. So I understand it in his case, even if I didn't really love the deluxe that much. But like, I get it in that case. But then it kicked off the trend. Then you have, Nav doing Brown Boy 2, which was I noticed that Nav had the exact same formula with his albums this year that Uzi did in terms of the tracks. Like, I believe Nav's album Good Intentions, I think it had the same amount of tracks as Eternal Take. And then he dropped Brown Boy 2, which had 14 songs, which was the same as the Eternal Take Deluxe. So there's the trend picking off. And then G Herbo did it as well. Is there anyone else that I'm missing that did the deluxe album?
Lil Baby did it as well.
Oh, yeah. His wasn't so bad because it was like 6 songs, right?
Yep.
Or something
and
like that.
And now that I think about it too, Lil Baby, one thing that I'm pretty sure We Paid was on the deluxe.
Yeah, so like a hit came from that. A hit did come from that.
Yeah, like that's a huge record too, like this year, right? So
yeah. And then there was also
there are like, see, that's like one situation where it paid off.
Yeah, it definitely did pay off.
And now it gives him incentive to do it again.
That's the thing.
If not only him, by the way, it gives other rappers like,
right, because they might be looking at
that too.
Yeah, they might be looking at that and thinking, oh, if he never put this deluxe out, then that song wouldn't be out there, and then he's not gonna have another like massive song like that. So maybe these, I'm not saying like that song was a throwaway, but then an artist could look at that and say, maybe these throwaways I'm sitting on, maybe one of these could be a hit, so let's just put them all out.
Exactly. Yep.
And that's the thing with some of these deluxe albums, or at least most of these deluxe albums from what I've heard. It definitely just feels like, okay, we're going to put the throwaways into a project and put it out there.
And see, the thing is too, bro, people are getting, artists are getting rewarded for that, which of course there's nothing wrong with that. I mean, this is work, bro, at the end of the day.
Absolutely.
This is a hustle. Like, people are trying to make their money, right?
Yeah.
But obviously, if we kind of put that aside and just talk about how it's actually affecting the music, like the quality of the music, such a high output automatically makes it so you can't really drop truly like quality albums It's impossible to drop it at this rate.
100%. 100%.
Right? I mean, imagine if Kendrick dropped like 3 albums a year. Like it wouldn't be a moment. It wouldn't be as good.
Yeah.
It wouldn't be as special. Like the album, if he dropped 3 albums, they wouldn't be special.
Exactly. I mean, we're all
I'd
like
be skimming
waiting for
through
him to
them.
drop.